Sanju Verma, the reality is that the last 2 years have seen greater concentration of economic wealth at the top of the pyramid and greater economic distress at the bottom of the economic pyramid. The economic data speaks for itself, and that is what is reflected in this Mood of the Nation opinion poll, which politically is a challenge for the government to now try and explain to voters why they believe that it's big businesses that are getting benefited from the NDA government's economic policies. It's happened globally, but it's likely to hit you, particularly in India, on this question of economics.
You know, Rahul, there is a tweet by Rajdeep 18 hours back where he says, my 5 key takeaways from the Mood of the Nation poll is PM Narendra Modi remains a cult figure. I agree to that, yes. Economic situation is rising concern. I would say it is a concern, but it is being well managed and things will only get better as we move forward. Then he says opposition lacks a credible narrative/leadership. Absolutely right. His 4th takeaway is at state level, regional leaders giving BJP a fight. Yes, but only half-heartedly so. One swallow does not a summer make. The 5th point he says is Congress is still a kamzor kadi. Not just a kamzor kadi, Rajdeep, Congress is decimated. Now coming to Rahul Kanwal's question, I say this, you know, the most interesting bit which I would like to dwell upon is that while yes, 51% feel that big businesses have benefited and only 10, 9 and 9 say small businesses, salaried class and farmers have benefited. But Rahul, I am very surprised, and I say this to Rajdeep also, be it the Bihar elections, be it UP, be it Uttarakhand, be it Assam, be it even West Bengal, where we increased our seat tally by 77%. You have not touched upon the most important swing factor, that is the women voter base. Be it Bihar or UP, we saw that, you know, the gap between male voters and female voters in terms of those who voted for BJP was anywhere between 7 to 12%. And I wish you had asked the women voters, do you think the Modi government's policies have benefited you? And I tell you, with my hand on my heart, the answer would have been an unconditional yes, because more than 55% of Jan Dhan accounts belong to women, more than 67% of Mudra accounts belong to women, more than 11 crore toilets which have been built are for the benefit of improving sanitation levels of women.
Ma'am, Sanju Verma ji, at the end of the day, we have to go by our numbers. You see, you can, and I'm glad you gave a preface of a tweet before you answered Rahul's question, because it gets me free publicity. This is the era of freebies. So, you know, let's be clear. Opinion on unemployment, for example. In our MOTN, Mood of the Nation, August 2021, 83% said it's serious. Now it's 73%. That's 3 in 4 Indians are still saying that jobs is serious. Only 9% are saying it's not serious. Falling rupee to badly hurt economy, yes said 65, no said 25%. When I add to the fact what we revealed yesterday, that price rise and unemployment are the top 2 issues, surely there needs to be a little bit of introspection, some Atma-Chintan, not everything all is well, we are winning elections, so don't worry. That may well be for very different reasons, Ms. Verma. The fact is the economy is hurting a lot of people. I'm not blaming only the government for it, but the fact is at least there must be an acknowledgement and acceptance.
Rajdeep, the problem with you is you enjoyed free publicity, but then you don't have the patience to digest what was coming after that. And I will only take 30 seconds in laying down the hard facts. I am not the proverbial ostrich like the Congress with my head under the sand and saying, Sab Sangati, all is well. I said that there are some weak spots, there are points of concern. The government is tackling that because the only way to finding a solution is to first acknowledging that there is indeed a problem. And that is precisely what the government and the RBI have been doing. The first step, I just want to quickly, I will not take more than 30 seconds. You know, you and Rahul have mentioned that there are 2 black swan events. There have been 2 black swan events, one the Russia-Ukraine conflict and one, of course, the global pandemic that we saw in 2019-20. Despite 2 black swan events, when countries like the US and the UK and Germany and Eurozone, what have you, are grappling with 9% plus inflation, the fact is India's core inflation has now moderated to 6%.